Kobe getting married to a white woman, Kobe may not get the best of what he really wants as a Cameroon man.
It's funny because I've been talking about this for a while, you know, in terms of the standard that a woman needs to have, you know, when you're from Cameroon or from many African countries and even other countries in Asia and in Europe. Depends on where you are in the world, right? Even South America. And this is something that I've stressed quite a lot, and that's something that we're definitely going to dive into throughout this video. But I really wish, and this is the only reason why I actually paused the video, I really wish the term white woman would stop being used. I don't know what it is about it. I just don't like it. It just makes not me feel like a hypocrite, but you know, when certain words are used in a certain way, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like, why can't Emily just be referred to as an American woman? You know, why can't she just be referred to, yeah, just that, you know? Yeah, when we found out that Kobe was marrying a woman that's from America, you know, because the grand scheme of it is that the issue isn't the fact that Emily is a white woman, okay? The issue is that she comes from a westernized country, okay, where things are different there. And you're going to find a lot of women, a lot of men who are going to live life very differently in America, as well as the UK, as well as Canada. That is just how people live there. So to identify her as a white woman, what does that even mean? That doesn't cover anything. You know, there are so many women in this world that are white, okay, Caucasian, right? And they don't have the same bloody behavior. Nor does everyone in America, but you get what I'm saying. I really wish that the term was more, when we found out that Kobe was marrying a woman from America, you know, an American woman. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just that the whole color thing is just weird to me, you know, but just wanted to express that. Let me know your thoughts on that, though. I'm not trying to make a big conversation out of it. Yeah, but let me know your thoughts on that. But let's get into the nitty and gritty, though, because this one here is a good one. And I do apologize in advance. I am under the weather right now, so my voice is going to be probably quite weird, so more weirder than normal. So yeah, I apologize in advance.
I mean, I talk to her like, yo, try as much as you can not to, you know, be that bossy. Let my culture overshadow hers or let hers overshadow mine. So I just try to make it fair for my relationship. I know this is who she is and we are what.
Listen, I've said it before and I said it again. It sounds to me as if Kobe's pretty much owning up to the fact that he has adapted himself to Emily's culture, where she's from America, right? More than he's trying to adapt her to his. But there's something else that he said here that is very key to why, even if he did try to adapt Emily into the way he is or try to find that compromise, there's a big reason why it wouldn't happen. I've said it many times before, but I'll let them say it for you guys, and then obviously I'll empathize when we get there.
But I'm just hoping that, you know, she can do better. She can
really have to do better.
On the culture.
She really have to do better.
My friends' opinion do matters a lot to me. I mean, even if I don't accept in front of them, but I'll sit down and it's gonna play in my mind. Like, I understand that she's in Africa right now, and if she was to act like a Cameroonian wife, then my friends will look at Emily in a positive way.
You know what's so crazy? I said this literally last week or the week before. I said that it's funny because if Emily was a woman from Cameroon, he would expect her to behave in some type of way. I also said that if you met a Cameroon woman in America who was westernized, that he would still expect her to treat him the way they are supposed to be treated in Cameroon. And it's funny because right now he's talking about how he wants Emily to act as if she's like a Cameroonian woman because they're right now in Cameroon. Well, he says Africa, but they're in Cameroon. This tells me that this is a man that knows deep down, or maybe even consciously, that he is not 1000% happy with his relationship. He's not happy with, you know, obviously the role that he plays. He's not happy with certain things. You know, this is evident to that. And I just think that because this is evident to that, this is something that he definitely needs to address. Because even based on what he says, and let me go back a little bit, because there's something else he says here that tells me that, in my opinion, he hasn't actually addressed these things to Emily. And these are things he's just saying now behind her back.
It do matters a lot to me. I mean, even if I don't accept in front of them, but I'll sit down and it's gonna play in my mind. Like,
this is the question. Why does it play in your mind? Does it play in your mind because you don't actually address it? Or does it play in your mind because maybe you've tried to address it, but you've been ignored? And that's why now you've decided to just be like, you know what? I'm going to allow her culture to overshadow mine, even though my one still matters as well. But again, we'll get into why I believe it's even harder for him to even try and use his culture as a compromise.
I understand that she's in Africa right now, and if she was to act like a Cameroonian wife, then my friends will look at Emily in a positive way.
I will say this though, for somebody who claims that he's happy and claims that yes, he does love her and he wants things to go in the right way, then why does it matter so much about your friend's approval though? You see, if he was giving vibes to somebody that just didn't really care about his friend's approval, whatever, and he's like, listen, this is the woman that I married, this is the woman that I'm having kids with, I love her, blah, 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 blah. If you guys like it, it's fantastic. If you don't, then it is what it is. Then I'd be more on the side of like, you know what, this guy definitely is full in with her. But the fact that he listens to his friend, he always questions certain things, tells me that he knows that he's not as happy as he, you know, portrays to be, or at least they portray to be.
I don't know what the future holds, you know. I am hoping for a beautiful life, happy life. During the game, I injured my knee, and Emily just came around and treated me like a baby, and that's really embarrassing.
You know what I found so weird about that though? Like, hold on a minute.
But like, I'm also his queen.
When he was playing, I heard you complain about the knee, and you were telling him that you told him not to play.
I'm just trying to be helpful. Don't do that yet.
You go and meet him in private and tell him that you don't talk to your husband and then in public.
Because it's embarrassing.
Yes, embarrassing.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know what's embarrassing about your woman coming to you during a game where you've hurt your knee and just wants to check up on you, just to say, hey babe, your knee isn't looking good. Maybe you shouldn't play. I don't know how that's embarrassing. I've never heard such nonsense in my life personally. You know, I feel like this whole submissive storyline has been taken way overboard personally, because as far as I'm concerned, I don't want to say it's a woman's role, but is it not your partner's role to, you know, to be there for you when they need you, to tell you when you're about to do something that's, or at least give you warning? I mean, they're acting as if like she came there and she was like, oh, I forbid you from playing, blah, 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 blah. Like she came over there just to see if her man's okay. She just cares. And it's funny because, you know, over here in the UK, I've had conversations before with some of my friends, you know, obviously who come from other African countries, right? As well as my own, right? And we do sometimes have conversations about the differences, you know, obviously about women here, back there, And, you know, when we talk about the good qualities that we do get from women that are from here, and that we don't necessarily get from women back home, whatever. And it's not because it's the woman's fault from back home. It's just the way we're conditioned. This is what I'm saying. And this is an example how there is a certain level of care that you feel more from a woman from the UK that we do feel from a woman from home, purely because from home, it's like they're put in a position where they just have to learn. They're put in a position where they're just submissive. They just have to do as told. So they don't ever really step up to actually say, hey, you know what? Maybe right now I should step in and tell you that, hey, maybe you shouldn't do this, or give you one, or say, hey, babe, let me look after you. See what I'm saying? Okay. And it's not their fault, you know what I mean? And it's not everyone, of course, but obviously here, you're more likely to come across a woman where you don't have to tell her to care about you in these kind of ways. You see what I'm saying? So the fact that she's coming there and she's trying to say, "Hey, you okay, baby?" or treat me like a baby. To be honest with you, that's nothing but a pro. That is not a con. You know what I mean? There's nothing but a W. You see what I'm saying? So the fact that they've made that into an issue, this just tells me this was literally just sharpening the table all over it. Like really and truly, like come on, you can't tell me like. I mean, it probably is that deep in some situations, but really. If anything, that's not something that I would have really picked on national TV, because now it makes these guys look petty, in my opinion, you know, but whatever. I mean, the thing for me is I have an advantage. I have an experience from being both from, you know, being African, being from Zimbabwe, right? You know, living the culture, right? And also being here. You see what I'm saying? I guess I have the advantage of seeing the best of both worlds, but goddamn, man, Jesus. Maybe this just exposes how much they're missing out on other things in life that they have not educated themselves on yet. Because this shouldn't be a conversation.
Do you know my concern?
Yeah.
Do you know my concern?
What's your concern?
He's living under your father's roof.
There are some decisions you cannot take in the house because he's in your father's house. Yeah, so he has to be submissive to you and your father.
And boom, this is going to be the most strongest reason, the most key reason to why Kobe probably is in a position, well, definitely is in a position where he cannot allow his coach to overshadow Emily's, because he cannot be the man of the house living underneath her parents' roof. This is something that I have voiced before multiple times, and I'm happy that it's being voiced now. In fact, the things I've already voiced before have now been voiced now. So now you know that when I say what I'm saying, I'm not just saying things for the sake of it. I'm saying it because I know what the hell I'm talking about. Because the fact that their friends are addressing it tells you. And I said this, okay? And this is why I say that when it comes to Kobe and Emily's relationship, their relationship will truly begin the moment that they live together. But as long as they are still in Emily's home, Emily's parents' house, okay, and basement, their relationship has not begun just yet. Everybody must know this, really and truly, right? Let's be real. All of our relationships really begin once we live with just our person and our kids. Because that's when we, do you know what I mean? Come on.
as a man, you have your own dignity that you always have to preserve. So I think for me, it's a little bit girlfriend here in Cameroon. And I asked him, what are you going to do with the girlfriend that you left over?
He was in China.
Yeah.
The girl when he met me, because he told me when he was dating me, he was single. So I'm like, but did he lie?
I'm a bossy woman who will not be submissive, and I just feel like they're making more problems between Kobe and I. They sabotage our relationship, or does Kobe have something to tell me?
Personally, I don't know why they even brought that up, to be honest with you. I just don't really see the relevance in it. I mean, listen, okay, Kobe may have had a girlfriend when he went to China. Obviously, he stepped out, slept with Emily, got her pregnant. Then obviously he was like, you know, in that case, bye, I'm gonna leave you. I'm now gonna take up the responsibility of looking after the child that I've just literally you know, yeah. I don't really see the big deal, to be honest. I feel like it would be I feel like it would only really be an issue if it was a case where he had a girlfriend, he got Emily pregnant, but then he was like, oh, I'm not gonna come and help you with the child because I've got a girlfriend. Or if it was a case where he had a girlfriend and he got Emily pregnant, of course, but still decided to come to America, but he was still talking to the girlfriend. The matter of fact is, it seems to me, if anything, this girl clearly was not his girlfriend. Do you know what I mean? Generally speaking. Because, you know, from a man's perspective here, you're not just going to ditch your girlfriend just like that. And most importantly, I don't really feel like the whole infidelity part, if you ask me, like, yeah, nah. Yeah, I just feel like their friends are trying to instigate something, to be honest with you, you know. And if anything, maybe something they're trying to add into the storyline for the sake of it. I'm not saying that he didn't have a girlfriend. I'm just saying that what is the relevance? You know, let's take this to court. You know, literally, the other lawyer's gonna be like, can you please explain the relevance? Okay, so what does it matter? Because in the end of the day, what did he do? He got up, he took his responsibility of being with Emily, decided obviously wanted to be with her and to be with the child and to move to America, right? And since he's been there, he's obviously been a great freaking husband and a great father. So, what's the relevance? Nonetheless, though, some people like to instigate things for the sake of it. It would have been very, very different if, you know, things were different where Emily was his girlfriend and he had cheated on Emily. You know what I mean? But this, listen, if you want to make a big deal out of it, make a big deal out of it. For me, it's not that deep. Nonetheless, though, I'm not saying infidelity is not that deep, but this situation is really not that deep in this one. Nonetheless, though, let me know what you're thinking down below in the comment section. We'll talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.